It's a new week here on Everyday Positivity. I'm excited for you to have a really great week ahead of you now. Today's episode and the next episode, I'm just going to give you some heads up about how to handle a week like this week, like any week. I want you to think about today. What is it that you want? I see the world at the moment struggling and grappling with different concepts, rising attitudes, a bit of apathy, a bit of trust issues with our government. And I see some friends of mine really struggling to articulate how they feel about things. You know, we're all reaching a certain age where purpose is coming into question. And it can feel you can feel really lost. And I don't know if you remember when we had Max Dickens on, he said, when people are lonely, it's actually quite hard to be around them because sometimes they can be quite difficult to be around. And that's largely because they're depressed, they're down, they're getting dogged about something's bothering them, and they're lost. And I was mulling this over as I've got someone in my sphere, in my circle, that is behaving in a way that you're like, I think they might be depressed and they're lonely. And what is it that we can do to help them out of that? What is it that you can do to help you out of that if you're feeling that way? Especially when we're thinking all the time, right, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? What is my purpose? There are lots of methods that you can use. But I think sometimes it's a really simple question, and it's this. What is it that you want? How do you want your life to be? What do you want your day to be like? What is it that you want? And I'm going to caveat that. I'm going to take it a little bit further because the thing is, when you know what you want, you can start to really shape things so that you get to there, right? It can be a slow process, but you can feel like you're making progress. It's one of the biggest motivators in life is that feeling that you're making progress, right? What is it that you want? And that want could be completely wild, but I am going to take it one step further, as I said. It might be that your want is something that is impossible for you. And I know that's going to ring true. I don't need to give a list of examples. I know that's going to ring true if that's the case, if that's a feeling that you're having right now. You might be thinking, I really want X. I'm physically not able to do that. I think there's a secondary process. I think you can still have something that you want, but the difficult thing is knowing what it is underneath that you do want. So I wonder if it's working out what it is that you want, being fearless in saying, this is what I want. And if it is genuinely, physically impossible for you to have that, then you can start to come to terms with it once you've named it. And once you've named it and you come to terms with it and you've grieved it, then you can reestablish what it is that you want. But the most important thing for you to get through any week, through any day, is to have a clear eye on what is it that I want. So I'm going to give you permission to do that very fearlessly today. I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of Everyday Positivity for you. In the meantime, have a great day. And remember, you have 100% got this.
Ya vienen los touchdowns. ¿Estás listo? Esta temporada de la NFL convierte las jugadas grandes en premios con DraftKings Sportsbook, un socio oficial de apuestas deportivas de la NFL. Descarga la app de DraftKings Sportsbook y usa el código HEART. Ese es el código HEART para recibir $200 en bonus bets al instante cuando hagas tu primera apuesta de $5. En colaboración con DraftKings, la corona es tuya. ¿Problemas con el juego? Llama al 1-800-GAMBLER. En Nueva York, llama al 877-8-HOPE-NY o envía un mensaje de texto con la palabra HOPE-NY al 467-369. En Connecticut, hay ayuda disponible para problemas con el juego. Llama al 888-789-7777 o visita ccpg.org. Juega responsablemente. En nombre de Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas. Debe ser mayor de 21 años. Pueden aplicarse cargos en Illinois. La elegibilidad varía según la jurisdicción. No válido en Ontario. Las apuestas de bonos son de un solo uso. La apuesta no se incluye en las ganancias y caducan después de ser otorgadas. La oferta finaliza el 29 de septiembre 2025 a las 11:59 p.m. hora del este. Los términos en DraftKings.com/sportsbook/promos.
Dad, te tengo una buena noticia. Si nos cambiamos a Verizon, nos dan 4 líneas por el precio de 3.
¿De verdad? Es como si la cuarta línea fuera gratis. Ok, una para mí, otra para tu mamá, una para ti y la cuarta para...
Para mi novio.
Excuse me?
Dad, mira, quiero estar en contacto con él todo el tiempo, hasta en las vacaciones.
Pero vamos a estar fuera del país.
No importa. Cuando viajas con Verizon, tu teléfono también lo hace. Imagínate, puedes hacer llamadas, textear, así yo estoy contenta.
Y yo también.
Que empiecen las vacaciones y los ahorros con My Plan de Verizon. Cámbiate hoy y llévate una cuarta línea para quien tú quieras por el precio de 3 por solo $30 por línea al mes en Unlimited Welcome y AutoPay más impuestos y cargos. Además, usa tu teléfono en el extranjero con Travel Pass en un país que elijas 3 días al mes por $10 al agregarlo a My Plan. Visita tu tienda Verizon en DC. En el plan Unlimited Welcome, los datos Unlimited 5G y 4G LTE podrían ser temporalmente más lentos que los de otro tráfico durante una congestión. Roaming de datos nacional a velocidades 2G. Se requiere tener una línea suscrita a My Plan para los 3 días de Travel Pass. Se aplican términos adicionales.
If your small business is booming and ready to expand, you might say something like,
It's happening!
Booyah!
Crushed it.
but if you need someone who can actually help protect your growing business, just say,
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
and just like that, your State Farm agent can help you get the coverage you need for your new space. For your small business insurance needs, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.